I think that's a great point to realize. It's always worth reminding people that you're not doing nothing when it looks like you're doing nothing. Maybe to other people. Yeah, it's always worth um, highlighting that, and always take notes. Right? Always take notes. I mean, it sounds like such a simple point, um, but not everybody does it, and I have found that no matter what work I do, no matter where I go, that the ability to take notes has so many benefits in terms of focus and understanding what it is that other people are saying or what it is they want to say. Um, and Years and years and years ago, I used to write poetry, and one of the poems that I wrote, I don't know why I remember this. I think I remember this because it's important. One of the poems I wrote was about taking notes. It was about just how important it is to write down what is happening so that you have some reference point for what is happening. Because, um, and it doesn't, maybe in the long run, it doesn't matter too much if you keep the notes or what you do with the notes. I mean, it's nice to have a file of notes as well to go back and look at, but you can't look at everything. Um, but taking notes about whatever's happening around about is, it's not just a work skill, it's a life skill. Um, to the extent that I've used it with my children. When I go places with them, I always ask them to use all their senses. Okay, tell me, where are we? Okay, tell me what you can see. Tell me what your senses tell you about this place. What do you sense? What do you feel about it? Also, in observation of people as well. Look at that person. What can you tell me about that person from just looking at them? From the way, from the clothes that they're wearing, from the way that they're standing, from the way that they're talking, from who they're talking to. What can you learn from that? Um, always be aware of what is happening around about you, and that's the essence of note taking. It's the essence of focus and knowing what's going on around about, not just visually, but through all the senses, which is something that we're never trained to do. We have something we have to teach ourselves to do, but it's extremely important. And in note taking is sort of the business example of that principle of sense awareness. But it is extremely important just to be in a meeting and to observe the other people in the meeting and look at how are they focused, what are they looking at, how are they sitting, what are they doing with their hands, what are they looking at, what questions are they asking. What are they, you know, well, what are they wearing? Did I mention that? I'm not sure. But just all the things that we can interpret and try to understand from using more of our sensory awareness of what's happening around about us. Um, and it does help us avoid a lot of problems because we then learn perhaps when not to go somewhere, when not to talk to somebody, when not to go into a certain room, because we feel the, the energy of the situation. Um, we also see it in people's presentations that there's there are different kinds and types of presentations that people can give, and all of them can be good. Some of them are energetic, some of them are information based, um, and we can from a person's from how relaxed a person is, we can see how confident a person is, and that matters a lot. because obviously if we're not relaxed, we're not confident. And if we're not confident, we're not going to do a good job. Just like like the boxer going into the boxing ring for a fight. You have to believe you're going to win, because if you go into the fight not believing you can win, well, you've lost already. Yeah, and that simple principle um, can be applied to almost everything in life in one way or another. And um, so, and I've been there many times where I've not been confident about about something, and it's not. Um, and usually, so part of it might be natural. I've been on stage many, many times in my life, and sometimes I've performed very well, and sometimes not. And usually, when I've not performed well, it's because I've not been confident enough in my own abilities and my own knowledge in a topic. And uh, being relaxed in that kind of situation is usually the difference between success and failure, because whatever emotion you have when you are in front of people or on the stage, it amplifies, it gets bigger, and that's why it's worth. That's why if a topic is important to you or other people around about you, it's worth studying that topic deeply and knowing as much as you can about it. Um, and I found that that's been very helpful to me in very strange ways in life, where knowing one topic deeply because I like it and I care about it has actually been something I can share with other people, because most people don't look at things very deeply. Most people are just on the surface. Yeah. For example, if I like a music artist, I go and read everything I can about them. If I like a film, I read everything I can about the film. If I like an actor, I read everything I can about the actor. Um, if I like a topic, I try to find a documentary about the topic and watch everything. My daughter likes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I went online and found some documentaries about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I watched them. I watched the documentaries so that I could know more about the topic that she likes than she knows, and so that I could understand it more. And and that um, attention to that detail of things matters, because you never know quite when you can add something to a topic of conversation that perhaps other people who are maybe interested in the same thing don't know. And also there's the transference of knowledge, that what you learn in one area you can transfer to another area as well. And um, you can pick up little bits and pieces of information, especially from documentaries, because they're usually about people, and people are strange. And I mean that in a sort of fascinating kind of way, that there's always something to learn. Yeah, yeah. We never get to we never get to the top of the pyramid of learning, right? There's always, like climbing a hill. There's always another part you can't see beyond where you get to, and it's quite fascinating to learn about people and their ideas and their struggles, and it was kind of interesting to learn about where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come from, and who had the ideas, and how it started, and why people liked it, and how it became such a big franchise, and so on, and all of the hard work behind the scenes, getting the right people involved in the right projects, doing things the right way, some of the compromises that need to be made. I'm not a great fan of compromise, but I can see where it has some advantages sometimes. So,
Yeah.
um,